My name is Tyrone Broadway. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. Um, I was born in 1970 and I'm 54 years old. I grew up in Monroe, Louisiana. Um, I have four brothers and three sisters. We all grew up in a big household. It was just my brothers, my sister, and my mom. My mom and dad separated when I was younger, about 4 or 5 years old. They separated, and we had to move out of our nice brick house and move into a project because it was the only thing my mom could afford at the time. And it kind of changed my way of living and thinking. It was a very dangerous place. There was a lot of violence, a lot of drug activity, um, street dealings going on. And it changed my path of life. In order to stay in a situation like that, you have to kind of adapt. And I had to adapt to living in that kind of situation, so it changed my mentality. Um, it was dangerous out there. I had to grow up quick so I could protect my brothers and sisters and also protect my mom. I had to become the man of the house very early. Um, there was no sympathy out there. You know, you either can swim or you're gonna sink. I ended up getting into a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have got into if my father would have still been there. Um, I got into drugs. I got into gang life. I got into, you know, a lot of fighting and violence and things like that. I gave up on school at an early age. As a matter of fact, I left school in high school. In the 8th grade, I just quit school. I couldn't deal with school and the streets no more. And after the end, I tried my hand at selling drugs because it was the only way that I could make enough money to help my mom, my brothers, my sisters, and the whole neighborhood did it. It didn't seem like it was nothing awkward or wrong
Right.
or nothing like that. It was the natural norm in our neighborhood to sell drugs and make money to provide for your family. And that also came with a lot of violence, and I ended up getting in trouble on several occasions. I ended up going to jail. One time I even went down south to prison. And that was another experience within itself. I didn't know prison life was like that. I thought it was just on the movie when you're working in the field with the shovel and the guys are riding around with the double barrel shotguns on horses. Well, it's still all true. It's all for real. And I found myself doing time in prison. And when I got out, I said I was going to straighten up my life. I was going to get myself together. I was going to, do the right thing. I made God a lot of promises that I didn't keep when I got out. Uh, I got out and kind of fell right back into the same life because I was in the same neighborhood around the same people doing the same thing when I left. So I ended up falling back in the same circle and living the same old life. Uh, I lived that life for many years. Not only did I sell drugs, but I found myself on drugs. I went from a drug dealer to a drug user. Pretty soon I was using more than I was selling. And pretty soon I wasn't selling at all, I was just using. And it brought me to a lower state. I kind of gave up on dreams, hopes, and all that, and just accepted that as being my life. One day I was standing out with a bunch of guys in the breezeway. We was all just standing around, talking, laughing, having a good time, drinking, using drugs, of course. And here comes this Caucasian guy. He walks across the street and comes over there. And when I first seen him, he didn't have a badge or a gun. And I said, this guy must not know where he at. And he walks across the street to the breezeway. And he said, who out here wants a better life? Who has dreams out here to do something more? Well, at first I wasn't really paying them attention because, when you have churches and different organizations come out there and speak to you, but they have no avenue for you actually to escape. But he got my interest when he said, "I can help you change your life. I can show you a way to stop living this life." And he started talking about it's better things out there. It's more things in the way that we're living. It's more things that we can see that we ain't seen yet. So he walked up to me. I forgot. I don't know why. He walked up to me. He said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name's Tyrone." I said, "What's your name?" He says, "My name's Nathan, Nathan Hall." And he said, "What's your dream, Tyrone?" I said, "My dream?" He said, "Yeah, what, tell me something you always wanted to do outside of here. Something that, you had as a dream growing up." And I said, "I always wanted my CDLs so I could, drive trucks and make money. Because my father had CDLs and he drove trucks. He made good money and took care of us. So I always knew that it was a money making job, and it was a job that, he would tell me how he would see the world and see different things, traveling and everything. So I always wanted my CDLs. And Nathan said, "What if I can make that happen for you?" I said, "Make that happen?" He said, "Yeah, I can help you make that happen." And I told him politely, "Sir, I don't have the money for it right now. I can't, afford to pay for the classes or whatever right now because, I'm in a financial situation." So he said, "What if I could get you in school for free?" I said, "For free?" He said, "Yes, I can get you in school for free, and I can tell you something else. I can help you have your CDLs in under 4 weeks." Now it seemed too good to be true. It really did. I hadn't yet taken them real serious, but I was gonna play along with the game, you know. And he said, "Give me your name and number, and I'm gonna give you a call in a day or two." So I gave him my name and number, and sure enough, 3 days later he called me. He said, "Tyrone, I need some more of your personal information because I'm trying to get you this grant so you'll be able to go to school for free." So I gave him the information that he needed, and he said, "I'll get back with you as soon as possible." The next day he called me back. He said, "Tyrone, I got you that grant. I got you that grant to go to school." I couldn't believe it. And he said, "Guess what? We got a class starting in a couple of weeks, and we got 2 spots open. If you want to, I can get you in that class immediately." So I was starting to get excited, but still I had my doubts because nothing ever positive has been happening for me. So, but I agree. I said, "Yes, put me in the class. I want to go. I want to go." So a couple of days later, he called me and gave me the date when the class started and what time I had to be there and what time the class was over and everything. So on the first day of class, I was here early, still a little nervous, not knowing if this is true or not. I came to Delta College, and he met me at the front door. He met me at the front door, and he took me around, showed me the school. He introduced me to the CDL teachers and everything, and he made me feel real comfortable. And he said, "I'm gonna leave you in the classroom to start your CDL training." But he looked me in my eye and he shook my hand. He said, "You could do this. You can make your dreams come true." So I went in class and I studied hard. I worked hard. I did everything the instructors told me to do. I followed the instructions. I went home and studied. I watched videos. Because I really wanted my CDLs. It was a dream coming true. And within 24 days, I had my CDLs. I couldn't believe it.
Just like that.
Just like that. It was the first positive thing that I had ever done, in my life. I didn't finish school. You know, I didn't have a college education. All the jobs that I had worked were, restaurant or supermarket jobs. I mean, jobs that, the pay was just horrible. It's enough to maybe pay a bill or so, but you could never get ahead. And this was the first job it was the first time I had an opportunity to get a job making higher pay and doing better for myself. So as I got the CDLs, we took graduation pictures and everything. Nathan came and supported that. The next day he called me. He said, it's not over. I said, it's not over? He said, no, I'm going to help you find a job. I'm going to stick with you until you're hired somewhere. And he started calling around, calling companies, calling friends. He sent me on several interviews with people to get a job. And finally, he sent me to the Washington Parish Police Bureau. And they have truck drivers there, heavy machinery operators there. And he told me to go and fill out an application. So I went there and filled out an application. And a couple of days they called me and they interviewed me. And after they interviewed me, I got the job. I actually went to school, got an education, and now I'm getting paid for what I went to school for. The pay is great. The benefits are awesome. And it really helped me to change my life, to be able to do more for my kids, do more for my grandkids, and have a more positive attitude. I kind of hate that I waited so late to try to change my life, you know. But Nathan told me it's never too late. You're never too old to accomplish your dreams. And he proved that to me. And things have been going great ever since then. My family's proud of me. My kids are proud of me. My church is proud of me. And it's just a new positive life. And I never would have got that without Delta. And I really appreciate it. In Nathan Hall, I really am. Did a lot for me. For one thing, financially, I could take care of my family better. I can do things for my family that I've never been able to do, you know. During Christmas time, you know, I used to become a nervous wreck because, you know, it was either get some Christmas presents or pay the light bill. Or, you know, you had to make a choice of what you had to do. So it's open opportunities, like I can pay the light bill and get the Christmas present. Um, it's open opportunities for me to meet great people, for me to meet positive-minded people, for me to meet people that have goals and ambitions and want to go further in life. It's gave me an opportunity to meet people like that. Because when I was in the neighborhood I was telling you about earlier, you don't meet that positivity out there. You know, everything's negative. You know, there's like a gloom in the air. Nobody wants to see nobody else succeed, and nobody positively motivates anybody else to succeed. They don't. Everybody want to be the best. Everybody want to be on top of things. They don't want to see the next guy, you know, do anything with his life, you know. And Nathan was one of the first guys that showed me, hey, you know, it's people out here that care. You know, it's people out here that really care, that really want to see other people succeed. So it has opened a lot of opportunity as far as meeting new people and different aspects of life and seeing new things. You know, I can afford to go places now. You know, I was driving one time and I was in Dallas, Texas, and it was nighttime, and I passed by this building. It was this big, tall building, but it had green lights all around it, and it was just so beautiful to me. I had never seen nothing like that. You know, traveling, I can see different kind of water. Let me tell you what I mean by that. In Louisiana, you can't see through the water. It's just muddy. It's muddy water everywhere you go. There's no pristine water where you can look down and see the fish and look through the water. It's just so clean and clear that you can see everything on them. I've had opportunities to do that now. You know, it has opened so many opportunities for me, and it's changed my life so much. You know, my kids are much more proud of me. You know, they tell me all the time how they love you and how they love me, and thank you, Daddy, for this, and thank you, Daddy, for that. And you know, it has opened a bunch of opportunities for me that I didn't have previously, that I never even thought was possible. You know, I have really settled in the mind frame that being a drug addict was my life. You know, that I had got comfortable with it. I had said, this is it. This is all I'm gonna be. But Nathan in this school changed that for me. Whatever your dream is, it's not too late to accomplish it. Long as you still breathing, you have a chance. If you can get around the right people, get around positive people, people that care, people that want to see you succeed, people that want to see you go further in life, you can do anything you want to do. If you're not happy where you're at right now, don't settle. Don't settle for that. Go for your dreams. It's possible for it to be accomplished. I would like to one day own my own truck and work for myself. You know, I've worked hard for the supermarkets. I've worked hard for the restaurants. I've worked hard for everybody. I would like to one day own my own truck and work hard for myself. Be my own boss. You know, all right, Tyrone, it's time to go to work. Okay, let's go. That's my dream, is to one day own my own truck and work for myself. God is awesome. God is real. And God loves you. And He will bring people in your life to help you if you want that. He will bring people to you that can set you on the right path and guide you if that's what you want. Without hearing the positivity coming out of Nathan's mouth, telling me you could do this, you got this, going to school, how's school going? All right, the teachers tell me you're doing awesome. They say you're doing great, you're one of the best students. That motivates you, that gets you, I'm one of the best. You know, it motivates you. Trust God, trust your gut, and go for it.